So many manga sales, so little time. Welcome back, glad to see you. It's nice to see other comic channels I look at are finally covering some of these manga sales that have just been crazy. But to be fair, really what we're talking about is a handful of titles, their issue one, first printing, or perhaps their first appearance in the Shonen Jump magazines. It's really just a few. Let's go through. One Piece is the undisputed champion. Dragon Ball is next. Naruto, although I'm going to make a good case for Demon Slayer. Somebody asked me when this started happening, like, what would I be looking at? And you just base it on sales. I mean, Demon Slayer is crazy popular. Like, it literally outsold the entire Western comics. Anyway, let's have a look at, now here's a Volume 1, first edition, Japanese manga. Don't believe it has the OB. $399.90, so $400. It's sold. This is gonna sound like an amazing deal because I'm going to show you that a 9.4 went for $7,800. Now 9.4 is near mint, so you're thinking, what a great deal. Could buy one for like $400 here and flip it and make $7,800. No, that's not how it works. The problem is people need to look at grading, and to get a 9.4 in manga is not easy. 9.8 manga is basically unread. That's about the only way you're going to get a 9.8 in a manga. The reason I say this, now I'm going to show you like a Demon Slayer first print, a 7.5 that sold for $550 Canadian, which is about $400. So the same price as the other one I showed you. So that just goes to show you that basically grade is everything. So if you look at, here's a 9.6 with the OB. Now this one went for $9,800. What happens with and I've looked at this with comics, like it's basically linear up until you hit about 9.2, 9.4. Then price becomes exponential. So you can have a situation where a 9.8 is literally like 10 times more valuable than a 9.0, right? So it's just, grade is everything, and it's tiny little imperfections that determine whether it's like a 9.2 or a 9.8, right? So yeah. Another reason I wanted to bring this up, because there was a sale for Shonen Jump 34, like the actual first Shonen Jump 34, first One Piece, was listed for $20,000, went for $14,000. Are we ever going to see one of these in a 9.8? If we did, if somebody actually had a Shonen Jump 34 in a 9.8, I'm willing to bet it would go for $200,000 plus. I don't think they exist, I'll be honest. It's like, I'd be incredibly surprised if they did. But anyway, let's continue on our One Piece journey here, and I just want to show you some, now this is what you would expect from a weekly Shonen Jump. This is 1998 number 7. This is a 5.5. This is significant because it's the first Usopp. This one went for $750. But let's look at some additional One Piece sales. So here we go, straight sale, 6.5, $2,025, 57 bids. So this is actually like a fair price when they come up for bids. Like, let's jump to an 8.5. Again, bids, 67 bids, close to $6,000 this time. Finally, I want to take a look at like some of the 9.0 sales, and I can show you like the history of what's going on. So our first one was January 5th, 2026. This was auction, 26 bids, $2,000 for a 9.0. Then we jumped to best offer accepted, $2,800. January 12th, so literally just 6 days later, best offer accepted for a 9.0 again of $3,200. So that's a jump of $400 in just a few days. January 15th, 3 days later, another best offer accepted, this time $4,000 as opposed to $3,200. So you can literally see like this One Piece number 1 is going up daily. more than a month away, so a 9.0 had sold for $4,000 on January 15th. On February 23rd, it went for $5,000. It was listed for 10. They took the offer at 5. Let's look at another one that's been climbing steadily as well. One I haven't covered yet is the Pocket Monster Special Volume number 1 Japanese first printing. Again, this was 1997. So let's take a look at the history here. So our first one, March 7th, so not that long ago, $175. Then somebody went on March 8th, bought the first 7 volumes of this for $300. Same date, March 8th, somebody bought the first 3 volumes, $118. Okay, that was March 8th. Fast forward 3 weeks later, so suddenly we've got just volume 1 going for $745. On April 4th, a little lower, went for $700. We also had some pretty big Dragon Ball sales. You can see here Dragon Ball Volume 1 First Edition, a 7.0 off-white pages. This went for $6,500. Even a Dragon Ball 33 first printing was listed for $1,000. Now this is a 9.4. Listed for $1,000. How much did that one went for? It actually went for $700. There was one that traded last month, March 9, was for about $445. Some other sales. I found this one interesting. This was a BGS 8.5 White Inuyasha, Volume 1, First Edition, 8.5, sold for $1,000. What people tend to forget, like in 1997, Inuyasha was far bigger than One Piece. One Piece wasn't a huge title because nobody knew of Oda, whereas this is Rumiko Takahashi, who had like a long pedigree of great titles, Ranma included. Here's one that kind of surprised me a little bit. This is a BGS 9.8, Kaiju number 8, number 1, volume 1 first printing with the Obi, $525. That seems like kind of bit for a very modern book. If it was me and the one that got away, that I'm not even sure how long it was on eBay for, but if I was going to blow $525 on a manga, it would have been this one. BGS 6.5, Lupin the Third, number 1, first printing, $500 from 74 in that grade is awesome. I was looking for this one. I don't know. I don't think it was on eBay too long before it got snatched, because I remember looking. I couldn't find a single Power Comics Lupin number 1 anywhere on eBay, and then all of a sudden, boom, this one's in the sold listings. So anyway, the one that got away, I would have had to sell some stuff to justify purchasing that, that's for sure. So yeah, it's been another interesting week. The interesting thing to me was kind of the rise of the Demon Slayer, the fact those are getting expensive. I won't address the old Shonen Jump versus One Piece manga too much, but I will say, like, if ever we see that Shonen Jump, the first one, not the reprint, the first Shonen Jump 34 in a 9.8, that is going to blow the roof off the collectibles market, guaranteed. I don't think they exist, I'll be perfectly honest, but anyways, yeah, big sales again, and thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye bye.